Properly, bruv.
2, 3, 4.
Come on.
Cool.
For no reason.
For no reason.
We just got it right.
Trust me.
At first,
We
we
from
weren't
the
getting it
get-go.
right.
We live.
get me?
Fell forward, eh?
Fell forward. That's
Fell
what we
forward.
do. We live, we
Yeah.
learn.
We learn, we're live.
Oh, you just did
Welcome,
the intro,
episode
bruv.
3.
We're talking to you. We're live.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, it's been interesting, man. I'd just like to just start off by obviously giving some positive feedback to the people then who've been tuning in to the show. It's interesting because, you know what I mean, when you're walking about and stuff, sometimes, I don't know, you know the analytics, innit? But sometimes it feels like the outside love is bigger than the social love.
And
But
that's it.
because man come from that place of genuine love, innit? Like, it feels good, innit? Yeah. When real people are engaging, interacting and telling you, you know what? I've been seeing it. You might keep doing what you're doing because you're talking to a demographic that needs to hear it. You've got some important information out there for us parents, and equally some important information for the young people then to grow up and listen and learn, and from our generation's mistakes sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's just giving them that key to unlock their future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, which is funny because today's episode.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the path to purpose.
PTP.
PTP.
The path to purpose, yeah.
Put that on the title and that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So it's all about the path to purpose today. She's going to be talking, just talking about, obviously, you know how we do it. We always relate to what we know. We talk a lot about sports and entertainment, but a lot of this stuff just covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, intertwines.
Do you know what I'm saying? So you take the information as you can, and use it how you can. You know what I'm saying, to your advantage. It's free information.
Free.
You know what I'm saying? And we're just out here trying to put it out there to the people. Then you get
free information, but we putting out more than our 10,000 hours that we're sharing.
Listen,
you know, so much experience, so much mistakes we've made along the lines. You know what I'm saying? So we try to put it into a form, and we live, we learn, so we can feed it to people. And yeah, man, it's been good. So yeah, for me, path to purpose, yeah?
Yeah.
Path to purpose. And we can't assume, you know what I mean? I don't want to assume people know what is purpose. So I want us to define what is purpose first and foremost, then we can get into...
That's a mad question.
Yeah.
And it's a deep question.
For real.
But I'm just going to say it's almost like a justification of your existence. You know what I'm saying? Some people feel they were put here to do particular things. Some people have a feeling they were put here to do particular things, but they don't know exactly which way to go about it. Wow. So it's do you know what I'm saying? For me, one of those things is it's like, who am I? Where am I supposed to be? It's about identity as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And very often we start off with ideas in our heads. Yeah. And then for whatever reason, maybe we take a few bumps on the road and we don't complete. You understand? Then you get some who, you know what I'm saying, they push past the pain barrier in order to complete. But know this, where purpose is concerned, the way I see it is, wherever you're supposed to be, you're going to be. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes it doesn't, whatever you're looking for doesn't happen in that moment. Yeah. But it's like a catapult situation. You're just being pulled back to just propel to where you were really supposed to go. Because not everybody knows. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So definitely, man, that pathway could be treacherous. That pathway can be painful. That pathway can be joyful as well. So it's just detailing the journey.
But ultimately, that pathway, it's worth it. You know what I mean? Through the bumps and trips, the falls, the ups, the highs, the lows, it's all worth it, essentially. So we want to help give you some information, the ingredients, understanding, and let you know that you're not alone. You know what I mean? So we might come across a few things we're going to discuss. You'll be like, you know what? That's happened to me. You get what I'm saying?
Real.
For me, as I see a purpose, it's something that's... I have two definitions in my mindset for what I think purpose is.
Oh, true.
It's something that you do with ease. It doesn't feel like much of a burden. Now, the skills around it might be stressful. You know, I've got to do this. But the actual thing you're doing, you find it easy to do. Or you find joy out of doing it. like helping other people, leadership, sacrificing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my two things I take in terms of purpose.
Strong, yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, man. And just being able to just to add as well, even what you're saying, like push through the pain, and you get that from discipline. We say discipline a lot on this, because whether you want to be, the biggest sports star on the planet, the best road sweeper in the world, I tell you what, you're going to need a lot of discipline to reach that level. You're going to need a lot of gusto, bruv. You're going to need to push. You need to push.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's not just about jumping in one hit quit. It's like, okay, what do you think you're supposed to do? What are the things that you do very well?
Yeah, that others might struggle with.
And what are the things that you struggle with? And when you know what it is that you're supposed to do, it's funny how purpose works, right? Because it's got this strange way of drawing what you need to support what it is that you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think some people call it the law of attraction, right? Okay, I want to be a musician. I need a manager who understands me, who knows how to push the right buttons to get me motivated to do certain things so that I can showcase my talent. Yeah. The person who's going to bring me, there's another person there who's going to bring me to the money so that I can sustain this pathway. There's another person who keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? While I'm on my journey, because I don't want to end up like certain artists, you know what I'm saying? Looking super sad at the end of the journey.
Bruv.
You know what I'm saying?
Normal.
So yeah, man, those laws of attraction, man, and how we get there, these are the things that we want to kind of discuss in a bit of detail as we do, and just, talk about the journey, almost document the journey, and leave a couple of gems out there for the people. Then you get me? Yeah. So the first element of it is staying on the path, because that's the difficult part, innit? It's easy saying stay on the path, but how do we stay on the path? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like where they say the dream is free and the hustle is sold separately, or something like that. Is that how it goes?
Yeah,
the grind is sold separately. Man, remixed it. Listen, I say how I want to say.
Hustle not included, and you need the hustle.
I said hustle not included.
Yeah, because we all got dreams, man.
Yeah,
we all got dreams. The thing about dreams, we all got dreams, but they separate the people that achieve their purpose versus the people that don't. It's the people that got the hustle. The people that got the hustle get moving.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely, you got to find yourself. You got to differentiate yourself. You're not going to move forward by just being normal.
How do you differentiate yourself? Big Rem on camera. How do you differentiate yourself, cuz?
What, me?
Yeah,
I'm a bit delusional. Okay, cool. See, no. I think because it's weird because I'm not delusional to myself, but sometimes people may see someone who's chasing something as delusional.
Yes.
But it's delusional until it happens, innit?
Right.
Yeah. He's a madman until he's successful. He's a madman until the money hits. He's a madman until everyone starts following him. You get what I'm saying? So first and foremost, belief. Unwavering belief. You get what I'm saying? Then understand. And unfortunately for 2025, we have a lot of people as to follow as blueprints. You
the
know what I mean?
Information's out there.
So you got to have, because sometimes you've got your vision, and don't, religious or not, you've been given that vision, that purpose that drives you. It might not drive your brother that's sitting right beside you, or your wife that's sitting on your left of you, or your parents, but you've been given that purpose that drives you. You know what I mean? So you just need to understand that. And sometimes it's in your head until it comes into fruition.
Well, the real thing is that your journey isn't their journey.
No, exactly. My journey is not their journey.
You get, and exactly.
You know what I mean? So
exactly. And sometimes that can cause and create distance. But I think the ones who get it done comfy are the ones who learn how to find a type of comfortability in that distance. I think it comes back to that point that you made when you first opened up, a level of delusion. Yeah. You're going to sit there and tell me all the problems, and I'm just going to sit there and keep telling you all the solutions. Yeah. And then to you, you're thinking, but that's not a solution. You're just talking Wise, bruv. Like, what you doing? You get me?
Yeah.
Go and make money.
Can't
You get
make
what I'm
money,
saying?
can't make money.
It's poor money. And that's cool. All that is fine. Yeah. Obviously, we know we need to do that, and you find, you know, ways to kind of do that. And sometimes we discussed it in previous episodes that tends to complement the journey. You get what I'm saying? It complements the journey. But ultimately, when you're rooted in what it is that you want to do, it's really about staying the course, and you do that, like you said, by having a level of unwavering confidence. Man, are you going to get discouraged when someone says something bad about you emotionally?
Yeah.
Probably. People will tell you that they don't, but they do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
100%.
of course you're going to get discouraged, but it's not the discouragement that matters. It's how you bounce back from it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the old boxing saying, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you can keep getting up.
That's it.
Do you know what I'm saying? So as long as we're alive, we're here to fulfill that purpose. The purpose is over when we reach the end point.
And
until that point, it's on. It's game on all the time.
You keep moving.
You know what I'm saying?
All the time. Yeah, definitely, man. So yeah, definitely you gotta have that delusion. But I'll emphasize again, it's delusional to them. You're delusional for not understanding my vision. You know what I'm saying? It's my vision. So
it's true though.
So it's cool. So I'm going to bring it to fruition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so definitely understand, and don't be persuaded by people not believing and understanding your vision, and stop telling people sometimes all your stuff. Oh, man. Because you're trying to convince them sometimes to gas you. So, this is how I see things happening. Trust me, I'm gonna record my album, and I'm gonna get a big deal. Yeah.
Is that a people pleasing situation?
No, people want to.
Or is that you want to be motivated?
You want gas. You want gas. But let's debunk another myth.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't. You have to. It's got to be hard work. It's got to be backed by hard work. Yeah, that's the best form of and structure and a system put in place for you. Because if you're going around trying to get motivation, something tells me that you might not want it as bad as you think you say you want it.
It's like, when we talk about like the things that we've invested ourselves and been involved in, sports, entertainment, like music, whatever, a lot of it comes from a place initially of glory. The rapturous applause that you're going to get when you do what it is that you do. You don't know how you're going to get there, but ultimately that's what you're looking for. You want to gas up the place. If you're young and you're doing it, your motivations may differ, because our motivations change as we grow, innit?
Yeah.
As our circumstances change. Maybe when you're young, it's about the girl then. Maybe you just want the girl them to see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You want approval from the man them.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
It's either that or you're doing wicked man thing or whatever, or you're doing all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Thing,
It's all like an attention seeking thing in a way, innit? In a way. But it might not have come from that place. It might have come from your inner self. You've just tapped in early enough to say, I've got this skill or this talent or this thing, and I'm going to use it to my advantage.
Bro,
to get that thing.
100%. No, 100%. Because even when I started doing music, like, listen, my dad was a musician. Let's have it out right now.
Okay.
So my thing was different. But however, growing up doing music, like, through the drum and bass, jungle, garage time, again, we're all young and we're trying to we're all doing it. Some of us are doing it for different reasons. We want Siobhan to like us. I mean, bang on Siobhan.
Big up Siobhan.
Siobhan like Skibbity. So I'm going to be... always go to Siobhan's house. I don't know... I know Siobhan, but I'm not talking about that. But you go to Siobhan's house. Siobhan's always playing Skibbity. Hey, R.I.P. Skibber, man. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Skibbs for real.
5 seconds of silence, man.
R.I.P.
Skibber, man.
R.I.P. Skibbs still.
So, go to Siobhan's house. She's playing Skibbity all the time. I like Siobhan. Siobhan like Skibbity. So, not saying me, this is certain man, So you start spitting in it. Enter with the Street Fighter. Right, you start spitting in it.
Everybody starts at that bar.
Now I'm an MC because Siobhan's gonna like me because I'm an MC. This ain't me. I'm just saying, for example, another person says, you know what? I'm gonna get that sort of cool, make me cool in it, make me cool if I'm doing the music. I go to the house parties, I spit. Oh yeah, you know what, my man, MC Fire, whatever. Cool, yeah. But then the person that, so they have a certain limit they go to. So they'll go to the house parties, they'll go when there's girls around, they'll spit. But then you got the people who are really passionate, purpose.
How do we know? Go on, land the plane.
So this is what I'm saying. As you get older, these ones that's doing it for the Siobhans and the Anitas and them things, they start
pick up Anita.
They start fizzing out.
You know you are.
People are doing it to be cool. They start finding alternatives. Okay, cool. I'm going to start making money now because obviously the music thing gets me the call to a certain point, but I need to make some money now.
Yeah.
As you get older, you start seeing who's serious, innit?
Right.
And who's not. You know, I think naturally some people say, you know what, man's growing up now, innit? I don't really care about music like that. But then what happens is the people who are purpose now, you start seeing, oh, my man really meant what he was saying at 15, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
You know, he never dropped it down. He was separating. When man them were going out to do other things, I was getting studio. Not getting wrong, I did my things, innit? I did my things. I went out, I done certain things, but I didn't do certain things. Listen. Now I'm gonna let you know if you're out there. Like we live, we learn, innit?
Yeah,
we live, we learn, innit? We live, we learn. You understand? So when I would go out, I would do things, but I had music in my mind. So do a little bit of things, make a bit of money. That money's going to studio. I would go to studio before I buy a pair of trainers. How about that? I would spend £100 on studio before I buy trainers. I'll spend £100 on studio before I even certain time buy food. You know what I mean? So this is different between people who want to do things and people who just want to pretend. Are you Hussein Bolt? Or are you Hussein Nope? No, what? You know what I mean? So
real talk.
That's the difference. So
real talk.
So what I'm trying to say sometimes, as you start finding out the different people that who can sacrifice. That are ready to sacrifice and differentiate.
It's funny you said Usain Bolt because Usain Bolt, there's this thing that's out there where they say that he trained for however many thousands of hours, how many days, minutes. Just to run for 5 minutes.
Not even 5 minutes
in his career.
Not even 5 minutes.
But those are the greatest 5 minutes of his life. They define who he is as a person.
But he ran the whole purpose. Life. How much suffering me and you have done since the time we started music,
brother.
But what, to sit in front of a consultancy and be getting paid £1,000 now? It
is what it is. The journey's the journey, the path's the path.
Why are you charging £1,000? What you talk about? Was you there? When man was sneaking out the yard, when dad was telling them, bruv, were they there?
Person, man, bro. Yeah,
for real. Were they there when man had to jump the bus and jump the trains to go and do things?
No, they weren't there. They weren't
there. There was man had to decide between chicken and chips or studio.
Hey.
So you can't tell me if you come and say, Rems, hey, can you tell me about this thing? Can you connect me? And I say to you, listen, invoice, email, £1,000.
Yeah.
Pay it or don't pay it. It's not my problem.
The thing is, for those that know, at the end of the day, when you pay, you're paying for experience, innit? But that's
this is the point I'm trying to make. That the Usain Bolt, the hours they put in to get paid, God knows how much he gets paid to run that. How much Puma paying for the sponsorship, all that. But it's taken a lifetime to get to where we got to. It took a lifetime to us to sit in front of here, but we talk from experience. Sometimes, brother, we got a paper here, bro. We got paper here. We don't even have to read it. Really. It's here just for the guys, but we talk from the heart, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is commitment. You got to be consistent. You got to put in that commitment, the hours. You can't cut corners with the hours. You got to put through.
You can't because at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, you used the Bruce Lee thing. It's the same thing with repetition. For gym bodies out there, muscle repetition, innit? At the end of the day, if you're going to curl, that you ain't going to get the desired results over one session. You know what I'm saying? You need to do that consistently over the period of days, weeks, months. You know me, I'm on this metric thing, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to count up and it's got to add up. Yeah. So, but again, I wasn't always like that. I had to learn how to do that. You understand what I'm saying? Before it was just do, do, because that's passion. You understand? It's coming from a place where, as you said, most people probably wouldn't understand where it's coming from, but you understand. You know what I'm saying? And then that gives you the ability to just root yourself in that situation. Okay, I don't know if I'm doing it 100% right, but I know what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing. If anything, I'm going to get better at it by doing this. There's always something to gain, even if it's just an experience. I think personally, if you are self-aware, that learning thing doesn't come from nowhere. You've got to be self-aware to start with. That's the first part. Whether you count what you're doing or whether you do it naturally or whatever, as long as you're self-aware, you will always learn. There's a lesson to learn. I think in having things on paper, it allows the ability to sell. You understand better because it shows that you understand your process. You're documenting your process. Like, I can tell you what I was doing last week. Can you tell me what you did? Do you even know what you had for breakfast yesterday? You don't. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, man knows that.
You're a
innit?
different guy, bro.
You get what I'm saying? Nah, brother. Real talk though. Like, man needs to know what. Right, you're not eating right. You're not eating right. Shut up, man. I know what I ate. What did you eat yesterday?
You know the ones. I'll get an idea. I and Marx, yeah. You'll be like, oh, okay, cool. How are we gonna do it? How do we quantify it?
Brother, it's not even a stats prep thing. It's one of them ones where it's like it's compounded because man comes from a more creative space. You know what I'm saying? But in order to not only like push what it is that we're doing and understand better, we understand so that we can retell it, right?
That's it, facts.
So, and we're retelling it to people who perhaps haven't been through that situation. So we can kind of put it into a context of like, look, you know what? Maybe you should try it this way or that way. It's not definitive. It never is. But it gives you an idea and it gives you a certain start point to work from. And if you're naturally creative and you're passionate about what you do, and then you get the added element of those parts, you can put them things together.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And then really, what's better than knowing that you're moving in the right direction? Why does Instagram, what's the other one? TikTok, all these things. Why is it all about numbers?
Analytics, yeah.
Analytics. Yeah. Everyone's in the analytics. Everyone's a stats track now.
You're right. No, 100%.
Oh, I got 30 likes. Or I got 1 million likes. Or I got this of you because it adds to money.
Yeah, it adds to money. And if you allow, you're right. Because if you judge yourself just based on emotions and like, yourself, it's hard to like quantify how well you're doing.
And we need that.
And you look back, you say, you know what, I said there I was going to do this. So I'm just going to bring this back, right? Yeah. And we're talking about, so in terms of like finding these are attributes when you're trying to achieve your purpose. Yeah. Achieve your purpose. These are one of the things, being organized, being able to, what's the other one?
Being disciplined, being organized. Yeah, things that allowing yourself to do things that come easy to you. Yeah. Something that might take the next man an hour. Yeah. Will take me 5 minutes. Look, real talk. There were times where I was in workplaces, and I would do things and the hate would be real because they couldn't do what man was doing. And I used to think, am I doing it right? Maybe I should add a bit more work on top so that it looks like... No, bro, you done it right. You done it right. You done it more than right. But what it is your capacity just happened to be a bit more than that person in that particular situation. Instead of them watching you and bad-minding you, they need to be watching their own business. You get me? Worrying about what they're good at. Bring those ideas together. You get what I'm saying?
Harness your purposes.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've said quite a lot, and in this space of time that we've been allocated, and it's one of them ones where it's always good to try and at least give somewhat of a solution. You know what I'm saying? To part of the problem. We don't have all the answers. We have some answers, and we're just hoping that some of those answers are able to help the viewers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, what would you say? Like 2 things that are vital in terms of staying on the path to purpose.
The path to purpose, focus. Focus. And hard work. Be willing to work more than the average. We've heard the stories about 50 Cent on tour.
50 don't stop working.
People doesn't stop working. He'll go off the tour. He'll go he'll go shower. He'll go gym. He'll be on the treadmill having meetings. Someone without purpose and someone that without ambition or goal will see that. Nah, I don't get it. But a person with purpose will know that. You know what? This is what drives me. So yeah, hard work and having this laser focus on what you need to do.
Yeah,
I'll say I like that. 2.
Being able to listen as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Being able to.
But listen to who? Listen.
Well, first of all, you listen to yourself. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's very important. But equally, like I hear, because not everybody's 50 Cent, right? 50 Cent's a different animal. And if he wasn't, listen, there aren't many 50 Cents in the world. Let's have it right. You get what I'm saying? So that might not appeal to everybody, or that might not work for everybody. But where 50 Cent has gone and where he probably wants to go, we're probably seeing like a small percentage of what he really wants to be in his mind, the way he works. So even if we're talking about from just a point of just basically, if you're just a new kid on the block in a football team, or you're the new kid on the block on the music scene, you know what I'm saying?
James, you hear it from the Ronaldos. You hear it. It's the same ingredient. Being able to walk on your own. Listen, after the game, you don't want to go to the bar and have drinks. I'm going to the gym to shoot hoops.
Right. Hours.
You know what we did? Oh, he always goes to the... That's why he's got 5, 6, 7 rings, championship rings. You know? Oh, you don't want to go after that. You don't want to go, I'm tired. I want to go, I don't know, chill out and do something else. Yeah. You always see my man, he's working on his free kicks.
And that's not to say, again, that's so sorry, but I just want to like really touch home with, because it's not to say that that's what happens every single day, but it should be the majority of what your life encapsulates. You get what I'm saying? Like there's an old saying, an old school teacher, but he used to say, listen, you want to be ordinary. Don't be ordinary, be extraordinary. You know what I'm saying? Put in the work, put in the additional work that you need to put in. The work that not everybody else is willing to do. Listen, even if it's 1 or 2%, you're still putting gaining traction. You're still putting yourself ahead of it, because at the end of the day, talent is talent. And you know the old saying, hard work out, beats
talent.
Talent. So, man, how many times have you been watching people on your screens in the past or whatever? You're thinking, okay. Like, you give it the
consistent,
the minor seal of approval. It's a bit orcs, but then, cool. One point in life, they're just gone, way out of here, clear. And it's like, how did that happen? You know what I'm saying? And it's just because they were able to work their situation and believe in them. So it's that combination, innit? Really work their situation and believe in themselves.
You're right, man. You're right. I think because we're more talking about in terms of like overachieving, innit? Like that's people that overachieving. But the average person, you're committed. So you don't all have to be LeBron James. You don't have to be Ronaldo. You don't have to all be 50 Cent. But if you're trying to achieve your purpose, definitely hard working, being able to listen to people that's walked your path and have the same, just basically walked your path and have more experience than you.
Absolutely.
And sometimes an average person can tell you something that could help, put you and guide you. So
some people get the best advice from sit on a park bench with a bum, right? Oh, God, that's really a horrible word, isn't it?
I know. I
said what I said, innit? So, brother, but listen, I'm bigging them up, innit? Like, for real, like,
I hear
you can have a decent conversation. They can tell you a lot about life. They probably can't tell you much about how to make money, but they might tell you a fair bit about life. You get what I'm saying? And that might be your route into whatever it is that you want to achieve. So you're right. There is an element of picking up different experiences, but then that comes from that self-awareness, understanding yourself. And the self-awareness itself really spurns from a point that we haven't mentioned yet: integrity. Who are you? Who are you as a person? And who are you as a person when nobody's watching?
Facts.
Right? You get me? Yeah, because when the lights go bright, ping, 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 man, I'm doing this, 1,000 crossovers, 10 million step overs, it's all good. Then the lights go off, nobody's there, and you're at home eating freaking Frosties, mate. You know what I mean? What's all that?
Shout out to Tony the Tiger, my guy.
You get what I'm saying? So, you know what I want to do? So like real talk, like at the end of the day, that integrity, man, who are you and who do you want to be? What are your experiences from your home, from your household?
Be realistic, man.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? And don't think that by having a certain set of principles that alienates you from everybody else. In fact, let me reverse that, because it's exactly what it does. It might alienate you, but that's the thing that makes you special. You get what I'm saying? And all you got to do is hold on to that principle, to those integrities, to that integrity that you've got and those principles, and let that guide you to stay on the path. Because at the end of the day, the storm's coming. The storm's coming. It's always coming. Right? And what they say, no great sailors, there's never been a great sailor who hasn't sailed through a storm. You get what I'm saying?
You've been challenged. You have to be willing to challenges. That tests how bad you really want it.
Exactly.
And that's life, man.
And those integrities, those values, those principles, that's what's gonna hold you down. You get me? In moments of in moments of your down days of despair, and the discipline. When you know that you're doing something consistently, you've done it well, that one hit hurts, especially if it's a big one. But you know you could always get back on your bike and start again. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, for real. I know we're pressing. I'm looking at the time, but I just want to. I want to just hit home in terms of purpose, you know, and what is purpose? I would say in terms of purpose, if you take what would you do for free without getting paid, without getting no pat on your back, without getting no awards or accreditation for it? What is that thing you would do? Wake up every day and say, look, if I had, all right, let me make it. If I had £1 million sitting, it depends on your living expenses, enough money to live how I'm living. What's that thing you would do? And Kalas, you'll find your purpose.
You know, that's serious.
And
serious. But you know what? My coffee tastes like a frappuccino, bruv. It's cold as hell, bruv. It's cold, man.
It's cold, man.
People, it's cold. But the cups look nice. We live, we learn. Mugs out soon. You know them ones.
Trust me.
Yeah. No, but serious, big and serious. What man said. What are you like? I don't want to lose the point.
Though, please comment in the comments. What's your purpose, man? Just sit in a room. Just find, or just start. And if you don't know your purpose, just analyze it on a day-to-day. Is it helping people? You know. Is it inspiring?
Are you inspired?
Me?
No, not you personally, but the person doing it.
Yeah,
Are you inspired by the things that you do?
Does it bring joy to you?
Yeah.
You know, does it bring joy to you?
Outside of just finances.
Yeah. And
you get what I'm saying?
That's it. Just take the money out of it and see if you still do it.
Right.
And that should be purpose. Can you have multiple purposes quickly?
Of course you can.
All right, cool.
Of course you can.
Say no
more. But all we're doing is just providing some answers to the question.
Yeah.
Something that might relate to that 14-year-old trying to get on path. Something that might relate to the parent who wants to guide that 14-year-old. You know what? That's a point there. Yeah. Let me start from that point. I might build on that point and create new points.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've got experiences too. Yeah. But I like listening to what's being said because it gives me a start point. You get me? And that's all we're trying to establish really, and make sure that people have tools to work with. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, and as we do, we always put useful links at the bottom to help you on your journey and on your path. You know, because again, you got to learn to try and be an expert in whatever it is that you think that you want to pursue.
100%. You got a plan. You know, make a plan. It's all good. You know, you can have a vision, but you're just like somewhere in a pinball machine. Pinball in a pinball machine. It's just, you know, you need to create some sort of plan. It's very important. So now, when it comes to plan, sometimes the plan starts. You know, is it day one or one day? You know, some people. You
sound like most people in the gym in January, bro.
Start thinking about one day. Procrastination, day one. Now, I want to segue into, you know what we like to segment we're coming into.
Let's tell them, people, it's that time. What's happening?
What's happening?
Oi! The part that we enjoy because it's just gossip, innit? Like we just get to talk about what's going on in the world.
It's gossip, but this is close to me, man.
Yeah.
Because it's just fitting into the subject we're talking about now. It's path to purpose. Now, I want to give a big shout out to Dave Dubois. You know,
big up Stan the man.
Stan the man. You know, the dealer. When we talk about path to purpose. Now, this man is a prime example of all these ingredients we've been discussing. I mean, like, I'm not going to say too much, but, you know, this is our community. You're all welcome. We might add a bit in the Patreon if you want to pay just for £99, you know what I mean?
£99, you know.
So, Dave, this, which is the father of Daniel Dubois, which is the current heavyweight champion, yeah?
Absolutely. They've got a fight scheduled for the 19th of July. Inshallah. So again, Wembley Stadium, it's another big event. You know, whenever Wembley Stadium's hosting an event, it's a huge event, especially when it's boxing. You know what I mean? Because boxing is still considered as a niche sport, probably like the second most watched in this country now, but it's generally a niche sport. So that's at Wembley Stadium. Daniel Dubois versus Usyk.
Usyk 2.
They fought 2 years ago, if I'm correct.
About that, yeah.
Usyk won the fight.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of controversy.
I think Daniel won.
You think Daniel won? Why do you think Daniel won?
I know Daniel won.
Why do you think Daniel won?
But as it goes, you know what I mean? You know, yeah, they robbed the boy. Because, yeah, that blow, that wasn't a low blow. And again, and the second...
What's a low blow, though?
Well, a low blow is way below the belt, which is... There's controversy around, was it below the belt, was it on the belt? Now, let's all nip this in the bud, because Usyk said it wasn't a low blow. How about
Where
that?
did Usyk say that?
On one of the press conference, and we can
I
definitely...
like both fighters, by the way. I like both fighters, but
yeah. I know you...
I'm G-checking, bro.
No, G-checking.
I'm G-checking, bro.
Cool. So, we can put a snapshot of the blow, and now...
No... We're not going to do the snapshot.
Hey, lie that, man. That was a...
We're not going to do the snap. Nah, it's war. It's
anyway,
it's civil war, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and Usyk said it. It's been documented. He said, you know what he want, and you gave the guy a day and a half to recover. Gave the guy a day and a half on the canvas to recover from that.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a lot of controversy around it. So it's gonna be, and I'm gonna be there to.
I'm gonna say
be on the winning side. You know what I mean?
I hear that. I'm gonna say this about that controversy, yeah, right? Because again, we're people of integrity. So, and it's about views and opinions, and you know, we share different views and opinions on things sometimes. Mm-hmm. Now, if you asked me, did Daniel Dubois hit Usyk in the gonads? My answer is no.
Yeah.
If you ask me, did he hit below the belt according to the rules of boxing?
Mm-hmm.
I would say yes. Now, none of that really matters because it ended the way it ended.
Yeah.
Yeah. It shouldn't have ended that way.
And this is boxing happens, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, there was still a number of rounds to win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. That's no slight on Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
That's big credit to Usyk, who for me is the greatest of this generation and will probably end up in top 5 heavyweight boxers at some point.
Yeah, as it stands now, isn't it?
Right.
So.
Well, even if he loses to Daniel, he's done. He's smashed work. He's done what he needs to do. So one of the greatest, Usyk for me is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. When I say one of, I didn't say he is the greatest, so don't come for me, people. I said one of the greatest, innit? It's hard to quantify that completely.
Yeah.
For me, there's only one clear, definitive number one, and that's the great Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Not just for what he did inside the ring, which was amazing in itself, but what he did outside of the ring. Mm-hmm. Now, all that said, this ain't a Usyk glazing thing either. I want to talk about Daniel and things that might have made him lose that match. It could have been an age thing. Mm-hmm. It could have been a lack of experience. We're talking about taking the hits, right? So this is a man that has put in thousands, millions of hours. Mm-hmm. You can probably tell the story better than I can. Daniel's been training since he was actually used to train one of my gyms. But yeah, Daniel.
Yeah, so I want to go back a bit. Yeah, so Dave, Daniel's dad, when Daniel was in the room, he said, "This boy is going to be heavyweight champion of the world one day." That was from the room. So when we're talking about vision,
purpose,
he had a vision. He said, he didn't even say I didn't know how he was going to make it happen. He knew he's going to put everything in place to ensure these things were going to happen. Mm-hmm. So a laser focus, vision,
big up Dave Dubois,
and determination. You know, from the time Daniel was born, he started putting him through a regime to become who you see before us today. Mm-hmm. You know, something as people would consider abnormal or out the ordinary. Unnatural, out the ordinary, because 5-year-olds weren't doing 400, 500 push-ups.
Yeah, that's crazy still. That's crazy work.
But Daniel was. And this is what I'm saying, as a father, he was gun-ho on making this boy a success, in particularly through the avenue of boxing. Mm-hmm. I used to go to a gym in Deptford, and Dave used to come in with Daniel
Mm.
to the gym. And you know what Dave used to always say?
What's that?
He's going to be heavyweight champion of the world.
Speaking it into existence.
From the get-go.
Speaking it into existence.
Every day, he would come in the gym. I'll be in the gym doing my thing. He'll come in. How old is boy? I said, guess how old he is? And I say, 19, 20. Nah, he's 15.
One of them brothers.
But he
Fully grown early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's homeschooled.
Organic.
No, I don't send him to school. He's a homeschool. You know how Dave talks. He's homeschooled.
Yeah.
Don't need to tell him today. He's homeschooled. He's going to be heavyweight champion of the world. And his sister. And his brother.
And he did that.
It's
just waiting for the little brother now to come up. But like, the thing is this, is that when you take it back, right, to me, what I'm hearing is like, because of the belief and confidence that was instilled in Daniel, from the father, right, he was able to come back even after the defeat. Mm-hmm. This gives me a little bit of confidence. This gives me a lot of confidence.
A lot of confidence.
Let me rephrase that. It gives me a lot of confidence for the next fight.
Yeah.
Because just because someone won the first one doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to win the second one. I'm not saying who is or isn't going to win. We're not doing predictions yet. I'm just talking about the story itself. Mm-hmm. That's a prime example of someone who has been put on the path to purpose.
Path to purpose, exactly.
If 100%. He didn't have that ingrained in him from early, that loss, I personally think that he got what's the word? What's the word? I think in that first fight, he was a little bit he got disappointed by Usyk getting the low blow count, and I think that scrambled him a little bit, right, in terms of the rest of the fight, which led to the outcome, right? Will he be making that mistake again? If he watches the show, he's probably lived and learned, innit? So he shouldn't be doing that again, innit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Watch the show then. So like, this gives me a lot of confidence. Plus, he's a young bull, in the prime of his career. Usyk, although he's a fantastic athlete, he's he's at the end of his career. You understand? Yeah. So this makes the fight extremely interesting, and I want to get back to the excitement and the interest of the fight. Because when boxing comes about, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yes, no, 100%, man. So he's on his path to purpose. You know, he's on his path to purpose, and like I said with the Joshua thing, I know when you're built for something and it's your purpose, you do it with ease. It's not about the money. I love being in the ring. It's like play to me. You know what I mean? I love it. It's different. A guy goes in the ring. If you're shaking. You don't know. You know, when someone says, bruv, from 3 years old, all I've known these red boxing gloves, what are you talking about?
And he gets confidence when his dad's being there. He gets confidence when his dad's there.
Exactly. And this is the thing, when we go behind the dreams, you have that backing.
Yeah, man.
All these episodes come into play, come together. So, I'm looking forward to it. Yes, I have got a personal attachment. I've seen it and I understand, and I've been privileged to see the journey. Dad will always call me, Daniel's fighting this person. Yeah, I'll pray for him. You know he's got this all the time. I've been that guy. It's never been a thing about I've just seen the process and I've been there since before. You know what I mean?
I hear that.
So it's I'm looking forward to the 19th of July, man. You know, are we going to make some predictions quickly? That's
what I was going to say. Yeah? So let's do our predictions, man.
Professional?
No, I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy who just analytical, collects all the numbers and the data.
Based on your data and your analytics.
I ain't got no data and analytics. Yeah, but it's an interesting fight, and it's one of them ones where I like Daniel in it. I like what he's about. You know what I'm saying? Like, good fighter, strong guy. He's decent technically. I say decent. He's good technically as well. Yeah. The way he punched AJ in his face, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's built,
anyway,
man.
that fight's gone. Yeah.
Machine.
What we're talking about now is you've got another machine in Usyk in front of you. That's the real issue. And if you're talking skill for skill, it's night and day. Usyk's a different level of fighter, but I expect Daniel to come in with a different mindset from the first fight, because you don't get to the top for through nothing. You've obviously fallen, got back up. he's got back up technically twice. Yeah, because when he took that first loss to Joe Joyce, he had to, get back on his horse again and come back up, and then obviously become the world champion. So what I'm saying is, because this is about mindset now, I'm looking at, and I'm thinking that
resilience
levels out the playing field a little bit. Yeah. You got two guys who have like an extremely strong will to win, both motivated for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? And that makes the fight a little bit closer. And again, with the age disparity as well.
That's what I was going to say.
That makes
just
the fight
age,
a lot
that's
closer.
The only thing with me, but
you know what I'm saying? So my prediction, I want to go in. You know, I want to go in about the fight, but let's get it, because I want to kill them like that. You know what I mean? But something's telling me that it might even be a draw.
Okay.
I feel like it might be a draw. I feel Daniel might even drop Usyk for the first time in his professional career.
Okay.
I think he might drop him.
Yeah, you're not too far.
But the skills gap is so crazy that Usyk's the kind of fight. If anyone's going to do it,
the experience gap.
The skills and the experience. I'm not going to take that away from Usyk. Usyk's an extremely skilled fighter. He's proven it time and time again. That's not to say that Daniel isn't skilled. I'm just saying I'm bigging this man up for his assets. Boxing is a brilliant sport in the sense that you don't have to be the best boxer. You just have to have certain attributes and know how to use them correctly. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we're talking about, leveling out the playing field. But if you said, 12-round fight, punch for punch, Usyk moves too much. He's too wily. He's an old veteran as well.
Yeah.
He's going to keep Daniel on his toes. You understand? But Daniel equally punches extremely hard.
This is it, man.
You know what I'm saying? So
you're saying, so you might go the distance, yeah?
I think it might go the distance, and
okay, it's a draw. Might be looking at Usyk the bar 2-3, yeah? Might
be looking at a 3.
All right. No,
everyone keeps their belts.
Fair plays, you know. And I'm gonna try and do this without bias this year. From respect, obviously, my experiences versus, and then the age is a factor. But I feel no true champion is truly tested without coming back from a loss. You know, Chris Eubank Sr. said this: see the greatest, your greatest, Muhammad Ali, you've got to lose and come back, and understand how to come back. So I know Daniel's learnt from the Usyk fight. And I know that's on his mind, And I feel that his youthfulness, is going to give him the edge. Yeah, experience is right. You can see other Usyk experience, but his youthful. How is he now? 27, 26, 28?
Daniel's 27,
28. Yeah, around that anyway. It's going to give him the edge. Do I think he's going to beat Usyk and knock out Usyk?
Yeah, because if you say he's going to win, tell us how tell them, sorry.
He's going to win.
Okay.
He's going to win. Nice. How he's going to win. That's my thing. How I want him to win and how he's going to win, this is what you said last time, might be contrast, but I'm going to try to... I'm going to say between round 9 and 11.
Knockout.
Yes.
That's good.
Knockout. I have to.
That's strong.
I'm going to be in the house in the day.
Leave all this alone, man. Stop waxing up the place. We just want to talk about the fight in the ring, bro. Man's like all in love with the situation.
I want to be in there, but I'm saying not because I've got an influence. Listen, I've got an influence to make sure, you know what I mean, and make my boy come home with that. You know what I'm saying?
I hear it.
So I'm gonna listen when I'm there, man. Trust me.
Look, it's what we're supposed to do, innit? When we're when we're close to a situation, and I get it. Personally, I want Daniel to win. I want Daniel to win because of location.
Hear what I'm saying now. This, and I'll just snip it. Am I delusional? I've got to be in it. No, you ain't got to be. No,
he's got to be.
No. Because I'm saying I want him to. I'm that much involved to the point where it's the only outcome.
Okay.
And we're going to do all we can
I'm just here to bring balance.
make sure it happens. And it's not your dream. It's not your purpose. It's our purpose.
Yeah. See, there's a big part of this conversation that I didn't even get to say. I was going to talk about Don Charles. Yeah. Daniel Dubois' trainer. Yeah, but listen, we're going to
You know what? Yeah, cool. Prediction, we're going to go the long distance, yeah?
I've said Don Charles now. I've got to say it now.
Quickly.
I think his drive as a trainer who's been on the grind for 20-odd years and finally got his first champion, and you can hear the way he talks and engages and interacts, that's a man that's been holding that. Listen, I've been out here working, Daniel's trainer, yeah. Okay, cool. I've been working for 20 years and this is the fruits of my labour. And it's one of them ones where I'm in a situation now where I've got it, I ain't letting go. So between his drive and his fire and Daniel's drive and fire, I completely expect a different Daniel to turn up. But yeah, 100%. Let me add that.
You got to believe. No, you got to believe. But, and I've got to believe. I cannot not believe. So it's kind of hard for me to make this, but I honestly believe.
You're so passionate about it. but bro, let them say something, innit? You're
in the comments.
You're in.
No, but I know, you know, like
I hear it.
It's like almost like talking about my side.
Absolutely, bro. Bro, come on, we know each other. We're just talking. The thing, innit? I get it, innit? I'm like, you're fully involved, but this is a different level thing. You get me for you, but yeah, I'm just looking at the fight and remove myself. I'm like that anyway. I'll just be like, okay, but what is it really? Yeah, because for me, that's how I analyze the situation. Okay, how do we make this situation better? But anyway, we're going into. I'm going to start doing things on the other end. Listen, people, man.
People.
It's been a beautiful journey again,
Indeed.
Man. It's been a wonderful one. Listen, let us know how you feel. Yeah, we will have to extend because then we can get a bit more into the topics and that. And obviously, listen, we need you. We need you to give us your likes, your subscribes, your shares. Yeah, that's what's going to allow us to extend.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? If you like the content,
if
please
you like
show
it, we
love.
don't need, it'll be good. But regardless, we're here.
Yeah.
For those, that 1 like, that 10 likes, we're here. You know, if it helps you get onto your purpose, behind the dreams, unveil your dirty little secrets, then, you know what I mean? We're here for you. So, but subscribe, like, comment, share, and most importantly, you see us on road, give us the nod, you know what I mean?
We get that anyway, bruv. We get that anyway. I ain't even telling them about that. They know. We get the nods and the texts.
He wants the metrics.
And the DMs. Man wants to count stuff, innit? What do I know?
Yeah, man.
100, 200, 300? No, I'm joking.
So listen, quick one before we get out of here.
What are you going to say? You say one wearing shades instead of glasses today?
Listen, I want to big up the people that make all this possible, man. For real, man. I want to big up RMDA Network, yeah? The proud sponsors of We Live With Them podcast. And you know what it is, yeah? It's like, we know they've got a roster, but it's like, they get it, you know, they get what we're doing, they see what we're doing, they understand our core values, you know. Sometimes it's like, things just get done, you know, without having to ask too much. You get what I'm saying? In terms of the partnerships, the sponsorships, the studio hire, and all those things. So, yeah, man, it's just like, they just get it, man. RMDA Network,
it's a blessing. Big up RMDA. You know what I mean? Obviously, we wouldn't be doing this without RMDA. So obviously, we got to give them a shout out. Big out. Made Luxuries. Listen, if you want to roll in the flyest sprinters out there, you need to tap into Made Luxuries.
Luxury transport, man.
Comfy. We've been in them.
Trust me.
Comfy transportation. It's like a party in there.
Trust me.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a party and a bed. So you can rave and sleep right after, bruv, and then rave again.
Right outside your house.
Right outside your house, bruv. You know what I'm saying? And obviously dual purposes, you know, whatever you want to use it for. But yeah, tap into Made Luxuries. Shout out Made Luxuries. And yeah, man, we're going to close the show the same way we always open up, man. As I said, close the same way we started. We live.
We learn.
We learn.
We're live.
Come on.